Hey, yo, what's up, family? How are y'all doing, man? I'm doing great. It's cold outside, so we got to stay warm out here. You know what I mean? But so I want to talk about pain to passion. I want to turn that pain into passion and show God that I'm ready to catch blessings. And the only way to do that is to take all that pain that you're going through, and rather it be, you could be going through a heartbreak, or you could have lost a job, or maybe somebody else got picked over you in a position, whatever the case may be. But here's the thing: is you got to turn that into more passion. You can't take the heartbreaks and stuff like that and just sit in it and just sit in your room feeling bad for yourself, feeling depressed, getting sloppy. You just can't do it. It's time to get up, and it's time to grind for what you want. I mean, if you want to do what you've always done, you're going to be where you've always been. And that's just the facts, man. So, with that being said, you got to figure out what it is that you don't feel like doing and doing. And quit letting the devil lie to you and talk to you in your head. So all the negative things that you keep saying to yourself, whatever those things may be, you're the opposite of that. The devil just wants to attack you, and he's going to attack you in your head, like I've said in previous videos. And so the goal is anytime something bad is happening, or you get your heart broke, or you get left out, or you lose a friend because they do you dirty, or you got to let people go, whatever the case is, the hardships are meant to build you. That's the building blocks. That's the building blocks. So if you're going through something hard, you need to look at it as a positive, because if you're going through something negative, it's only to teach you to grow in this season and to get what's in the future for you. You know what I mean? So, like, they always say that God won't give people battles that they can't handle, and that's for a reason. He gives people certain battles and certain heartbreaks. Like, heartbreak is the number one drive motivator. You know what I mean? Someone breaks your heart or does you dirty or whatever, or ends up being somebody else that you thought they weren't. You thought they were a good person and they wasn't. And then you start questioning yourself, wondering, man, do I have a bad judge of character? Do I deserve this? All that. Just, you got to cut that out, man. That's the enemy talking. You got to cut it out. Recognize your worth and use that pain as passion. You got to use it to drive you. If you feel tired, you need to do the opposite of that. Get up, go to the gym, work out, go on a run, focus on certain goals, go to work, put in overtime. Just keep grinding and working at it. The only thing you can do in hard times is bounce back stronger. If you sit there and think about it and think about it and think about it and what they did or what happened or the job you lost, you're going to miss out on the blessings that are supposed to be getting shown to you. If you lost it, if it was meant for you, then either A, it would come back, or B, you'll get something greater. But the only way you're going to get something greater is if you grow from it, or else you'll keep having to get taught the same lesson. You know what I mean? And everything's a lesson. So, like, if relationships fail, and you gotta forget what they did, focus on you and what you did and what you can do to be even better and grow from it and become stronger. Now, that's the problem in today's society, is a lot of men don't lead by example anymore. And the way that this world works, they're trying to get all us men to be soft. They want us to say we have depression, or say we have all this weaknesses, these men. And I'm not saying that a man always has to be strong. that sometimes he doesn't feel weak or sometimes he doesn't feel hurt, because we have those feelings. But the difference between us men is we have to learn to push through it anyways. It doesn't matter how you feel as a man. Your duty as a man is to go grind and make a life for yourself and provide and be a leader and lead people around you, lift people around you up, show them that no matter what you're going through, that you're gonna persevere, that you're gonna make it. And that, I mean, that's for women too. If you're a single mother, you gotta take on characteristics of a man. If you're a single mother, if you're a single mom, then you gotta poke your chest out and if you have to raise a man or even a strong woman in this world, it's hard out here. You gotta show them that when you get kicked, that you're supposed to learn immediately why you got kicked, why you took a hit, why you took the loss, whatever it may be, how you can prevent it from happening again, and what you're gonna learn from it. You gotta learn something from everything. You gotta grow through what you go through. And that's a fact. I've had to do that stuff myself, and that's part of the reason of why I've become so strong and so wise. And yet I made sure that I kept a good heart in the mix, because I had lost so much growing up that I really appreciate the small things now. And now, from all the hardships that I went through, times when I was homeless in the streets and had nowhere to go, didn't know what to do, I didn't have nobody to ask, because as a man, I felt ashamed. I didn't want to bring it up or try to get handouts or anything like that. So I learned from smacking my head off the ground 100 times, and I remained strong. And I got wise from that situation. And my objective is hopefully that I can help somebody else grow and give somebody else strength without having to go through so much, before realizing steps that you can take to become your best self. Now, that's the ultimate goal, man or woman, is to become your best self. So if you're just laying down feeling sorry for yourself, and I mean, people can feel depressed. You can feel depressed, but if you just sit there and say, I'm depressed, and lay around for days and days, of course you got depression. You done talked yourself into it. Quit letting things have power over you. I don't know if a doctor told you had depression or if you told you had depression, but there is ways out of it. Because I remember when my mom passed away when I was very young and I was homeless and I didn't know what to do, and they shut the lights off. I was in a dark house by myself and just lost the most important person to me. If there's anything that's depressing, it's oppression. When you're oppressed, you got all those feelings pressed down into your soul because you just push it down and push it down and push it down. That's why you are depressed. You can get rid of that depression, but you got to find an outlet. You know how, like, if water's flowing and there's rocks that are blocking it to where it can't get through, it's just going to build up pressure and keep building up pressure, and it's not going to have a flow. It's not going to be able to flow normal. So you got to bust open those barriers so that you can flow like water. You got to be able to flow like water. And when God says that, he says it even in the Bible, be like water. And what he means by that is when you're calm, you're beautiful. But when you're fierce, you're fierce. You come to take over. You came to make a statement. You know what I mean? So if you're feeling like that, stop feeling sorry for yourself and stop talking to yourself like, oh, I have this, I have that, I'm not going to get out of it, blah, 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 all that. You stop it. You got to cut it out, man. It's time to change your mindset and grow from this. It is time to stop feeling sorry for yourself and all the things that you went through or all the things that you did during drug addiction or whatever the case may be. No matter what the case may be, you got to let it go and you got to grow from this. And you can't just sit around with all this extra time. When you get off work, you can't just sit around and do nothing every day and think in your head and be depressed and release it. The best way to release it is to go to the gym. And I feel like every single human needs to go to the gym because that is a good outlet. And that was the best decision I ever made in my life. When I started going to the gym and working on me, I started to notice that it helped get rid of anger. It helped release those negative feelings. That depression goes away, especially after you stay consistent at it. You stay consistent at it every day and just keep hit it. Just keep hitting it. Even on the days that you don't feel like it. Forget about motivation. Be disciplined. There was a lot of times, almost most of the times, when I went to the gym, I really didn't feel like doing it. Or I was tired, or I worked 50 hours that week, blah, blah, blah. Excuses. I had a goal to hit. So it's not about if you have the motivation or the energy, because when you lie to yourself and say, look, I'm just going to go there, I'm going to hit a light workout, nothing crazy. And then when you go there, just start hitting it. And when you start doing it, your energy level will rise up because you're releasing natural endorphins. Them endorphins are your happy cells. So those are going to sit there and increase your happiness. And every time you do it, even on the days you don't feel like it, you're teaching yourself to be not only determined, but you're teaching yourself to be positive in the negative. So you don't feel like doing it, but you're going to go do something positive to get the negative feelings out. And it does work 100%. 100%. You got to use that pain as your passion. You got to just keep focused. Stay focused on the task at hand. Know what you want in your life and realize that you can't do the same things that you did last year if you want different results. If you want different results, you need to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, uncomfortable situations, things that you're scared to do, or things that you don't have the energy to do. You need to get up and do them anyway, not because you're motivated, because you're disciplined. Well, and I know that them times when you sit by yourself too, like you could have a good chance to have a talk with God and just tell him that, look, I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to start doing different. I'm going to start living different. I'm going to start thinking different. I'm going to talk to myself different. And when I hear those negative voices in my head, or those doubts or those insecurities, face them head on. Let's get rid of them, man. Once upon a time, I didn't know if I was good enough to live. And now I'm trying to teach other people how to be their best selves and how to live their best life. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm getting great at it. And not only did I do it through God, but I did it through discipline. God will be there for you, but he can only be there for you through action. You gotta hold yourself accountable and make changes. And it's not going to be easy all the time, because when you're used to doing the same things all the time, it takes a change in mindset, and it takes maybe falling down a few times, whatever the case may be. But you got to stay focused no matter what. You got to tell yourself you ain't giving up until you reach your goals, and that you're tired of living the way that you're living, and that you want to be happy. You want to be happy with the way that you look. That, like, it's okay to be comfortable in your own skin, but you ain't gotta lie to yourself. Like, most people that are overweight aren't comfortable with it. That's why it's rare that you see them out in bikinis or stuff like that. And I mean, and I understand it because I've been there before. You know what I mean? There was I remember a time when I didn't even want to take my shirt off, and I hated that. So it had nothing to do with I wasn't good enough. I just wanted to feel good enough. And the way to feel good enough is to put the work in. Put the work in to make the changes, to beat the insecurities, to beat the doubt. If there's something that you doubt that you could do, but you want to do it, that's what you need to do. Test yourself. The worst you can do is fail at it and get back up and try again or try something new. So I hope this resonates with y'all, and I hope it helps. And I really hope that you guys start grinding and start making changes. And I just got out of the gym. I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? And I just hope that y'all stay blessed, man, and that no matter what you think, it's not as bad as it could be. There's people out there right now that are homeless, that have no food, they have no home, they have no family, they have nothing. So be thankful for the things around you and notice that life's precious, that it could be taken away at any moment. So you need to seize each day like it's your last day. You need to seize each day like if you was to be face to face with God tomorrow, he would be happy with the results and how hard you tried with what he gave you, because you're a lot better than you think you are. You are worth it. You are strong. You are blessed. You just need to stay positive and keep working at it and just keep making them changes. Keep readjusting, man, until you get it right. I love y'all. Have a blessed day and have a good work week.